Yeah, hi peeps, it's Tersse back on the old squat box once again, and I don't know if people who watch my stream know it, but I bought the Dayz standalone, and I've been watching it and playing it, you know, for like about 3 days. But one of the things that was very interesting about, you know, the Dayz mod was people modified it even more, and they started a competition thing called Hunger Games. I think it was called Hunger Games, or, you know, it's a play on the Hunger Games movie. You know, you go into Dayz, you know, 30 or 40 people gather around, and then you run off and find enough shit, and then the area gets smaller and smaller and smaller until there's only one person left alive. I've thought of a new idea. Well, it's not a new idea, but I've thought of an idea we could bring into the standalone, the Dayz standalone, and that is you get 2 teams of 3 or 4 people on each side that each start at either the, you know, at one end of the runway or and the other end of the runway. You know, 3 or 4 people for each team, and you've got 60 or 90 minutes to kill everybody on the other team, and the team that kills everybody on the other team wins. And I just thought that would be a really good competition, because what a lot of people are looking for in Dayz is that you know, because you run around a lot and you don't see people for ages. But if you could go, you know, just put, you know, a team of 4 at one end of the runway and a team of 4 at the other end of the runway, and you designate that you can't go outside the wall, you know, with the wall that goes all the way around the northwest airfield. You can't go outside that wall. You start off with the equipment that your member spawns in with. That means 24 hours before the competition, you have to fucking gear yourself up. Because this is the thing as well, I'm not into this, no, everybody starts with the same shit. No, you start with the shit you've got on you when you spawn in. Basically, I'm thinking that way because I don't really have the ability to start my own server and to allocate stuff to people. But that would probably be where the game, this sort of game, would go to. It's deathmatch, basically. I'm talking about, you know, Dayz SA deathmatch, you know. 4 people aside, you'll get 60 or 90 minutes to fucking kill each other. I would say 60. It's such a small area, you know what I mean? The northwest airfield, there's not a big, you know, inside the walls of the northwest airfield, there's not a lot of room, you know? And it would be up to you to gear yourself up, and then at the start of a match, bang, you know. Now, I don't have the ability to actually, you know, have my own server and control out all those things and how I'm moving about, you know, camera and all that. But I think it's a brilliant idea. I think we should have fucking, you know, Dayz SA fucking death matches every fucking week. We could even have like a, you know, what would you call it, you know, a leaderboard, and, you know, statistics for, you know, sniper shots, close range shots, grenades, you know. Once they actually implement the grenades, they don't have that at the moment. But we could start that game. We could start the deathmatch game now on Dayz SA, and we could have fucking real competitions with teams, you know, like Call, or Sacriel, and a Lyric, you know what I mean, and Cosmic Contrarian and all that. You know, you could all have your own wee fucking teams, you know, and we could have, no, 4-a-side death matches on the northwest airfield. You know, who wipes out the other team first? I think it'd be a fucking great idea. And because it would, as I say, I would think 60 minutes, and then whoever at the end of the 60 minutes has actually killed more of the other team, well, they get half a point. If you wipe out the whole team of your opponents, even if there's only one person on your team left, if you're the only survivor but everybody else in the other team is dead, your team gets a whole point. And then at the end of the you know, the season, You know, you add up your points, you know, and that way it would negate the idea where, well, all we've got to do is survive. Because if there's 2 people left in the other team and only 1 in yours, or 3 in the other team and 2 in yours, and you know the 60 minutes is up, the other team gets a half point. You know what I mean? But if you can kill everybody on the other team, you get a full point. Or we could make it 4 points per match, 1 point for each death, something like that, you know. And that way, even if the team loses, all 4 people get killed. If you killed at least 1 or 2 people in another team, you at least got 2 points at that match. That might be a fairer sort of idea, you know. So there's 4 points to be won, you know, and there's 4 points to be lost in each death match, and that would actually build a sort of a way of, you know, if you're going to play Dayz and you want to have competition. I think that's a fucking brilliant idea, even if I came up with it myself. And I hope that anybody who sees this video who plays Dayz will pass it on to the people that don't watch me, but no, they know, so that and we can maybe build a swelling of, you know, a cry to have a competition like this, you know what I mean? And I do think that the Northwest Airfield is a pretty good place to have it, because it is enclosed by a wall. Okay, there's gaps in the wall, but if you go out through that wall to try and cheat, eventually we'll have ways of finding out, and you'll have ways of putting a border on it, like the day with the, what do you call it, the Hunger Games. You know, I mean, I don't have the ability to do all that myself, but I've come up with the idea, is what I'm saying, and I think that would be instrumental to making Dayz SA a really interesting game where we could have teams competing against each other, you know what I mean? And it's a short period of time. It's 1 hour. You could have eight matches a fucking day, you know what I mean? You could have a whole series of competitions in 1 week, you know what I mean? You could have a week winner, you know? You could have a competition where we really see who are the real survivors of the fucking zombie apocalypse at the end of each fucking year, you know what I mean? I think it's a brilliant idea. I want to see more people, you know, pick it up and support me on this, and you guys out there who know what you're doing when you've done the Hunger Games, yeah, fuck the Hunger Games, Dayz SA team fucking death matches. That's where it's at, man. That is where it's fucking at, and I want to see that shit happen. I want to be involved in it. I want to go and kill people. And you could even spread a few zombies about the fucking airfield, but it would probably be better if it was just a death match, people against people. But you could occasionally just throw in a dozen zombies here or there. You know, you could have like sort of like, you know, give people the ability to detect tripwires and stuff like that. And if they don't detect the tripwires, a zombie bomb goes off and 12 zombies pop into existence, and then you've got to kill the zombies, you know, and then that would attract people down on you, you know, that sort of thing. You know, you could put little things like that into the game. I think it would be wonderful, you know what I mean? There would be booby-trapped resources. You know, oh, I found a cache of food or a cache of you know, ammunition, you know, and you know, but if I open this cache of you know, resources, is it going to be resources or is it going to be a zombie bomb? I think, you know, that would be great. Although for stuff like that you'd probably have to have a longer, but that would maybe be when you get to the semi-finals and the finals. You put tricks like that into the game, where if I open this box, do I get extra bullets and grenades, or do I get, you know, a bunch of zombies that I have to kill? You know, it's just stuff like that. I'm just thinking out my head. I'm just, you know, poof, you know, and just crazy shit. You know, the stuff I'd love to see in games like Dayz, you know. You know, because I'm a thinker. I come up with ideas, and I think these ideas would be wonderful. They'd be fucking wonderful. I think the zombie bomb is a brilliant fucking idea, but there's others, you know what I mean? There could be you know, a tripwire that, you know, takes health off you. 10% health per minute. No, that means that you've got 10 minutes before you're dead. And if you've not got a friend who's got to come there and give you a blood bag or a saline solution or something like that, you know, or what you call it, antibiotics, then you're dead. You know what I mean? So that could also be added in later stages of the game when you get to, you know, your quarterfinals, your semi-finals. You know, those sort of traps could be put into the game to make it a bit more difficult for you, that other than just facing off against each other and shooting, you know. So it's just an idea I've got, and I'm just wondering, you know, is there anybody out there who loves Dayz like me and would love to see this sort of deathmatch thing put into practice, you know? I think it should. I think it would be a fucking excellent. I mean, you see all these other games having their competitions. I think the Dayz deathmatch could be global, you know. It could be fucking global, man, if we can get enough people behind it and put enough effort into making it work. It would be a brilliant fucking idea. Anyway, this is Tersse signing off. Slangy fucking va, motherfuckers. Dayz forever.